All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Partnership TV, Andrew Stevenson. In this one, Isaac Buchanan has announced that he will be rolling out, moving from the Heat program. Well, not moving from the Heat program, but adding to the Heat program to what is called the Deep program. Of course, today, August 9th, in Portland, it's going to be turned up. They're going to have the parish meeting over there. And, Isaac Buchanan really goes all the way out in terms of his thought process and what he's presenting. So, you guys definitely cannot afford to miss this one, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to, it's the playtime is over basically. The election should be called, and he's excited about debates, having real conversations about the business of Jamaica, and I am excited as well. I'm tired of all this foolishness about man's skin color and what them wearing and all sort of nonsense about a young man's past like Isaac Buchanan that has totally reformed. If you're not going to speak it into the context of what he's doing now and how that is inspirational to the youth, if you're going to speak about his past to condemn him, you look very, very silly. But I digress. Please listen to this one, like and share, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let's get it.
The youth of Jamaica. Here, tomorrow, I'm going to have a conversation and launch the Deep program.
They
The what?
Yeah, I bring the heat, Now you have to jump in at the deep. Yeah.
the deep
Watch out, stay tuned, yes. Changing lives of the youth and showing them how to monetize their life.
the deep program.
That's a creative
Yes.
move,
Most people over 40.
A creative move.
Program.
The youth of Portland is coming out to learn how to access generational wealth. And that is going to be the conversation. So we finish with the pageantry. We finish with the pole dancing and the
Heat,
up and down and the gallop and the
Embarrassing.
gallop. We bring the heat and now we're showing structure. Where that is where we are going.
Structure.
Structure. So I have apart from having a good laugh, the
Yes.
serious issue and the business of Jamaica is where we are. That is where we are now. So you call it tomorrow and you put out your letter of achievements, KFC, where you can even buy a big deal out in a St. Thomas. And markers of advancement is what you call development, when the human development is actually being diminished. There was a time when the Dunces child in Jamaica, granny make them migrate and them turn Rhodes Scholar,
Yes.
astronaut.
That's true.
There was a time when if you can pass common entrance, you're ready for college. And so don't take it lightly. I saw after Damien had announced that the time for school for certain circumstances would be extended and the teachers would be compensated and people start to bawl out and make noise about it. Only to see the memorandum put out by the Ministry of Education to say take note that extra lessons, which is optional, will run up to 4:30 and 3:30
Yeah,
for the
make
lower
this up.
ages. No, I'm not making it up. And so
Why, me no know. I don't even want to stop the video, but can the Labour Party be more predictable? Like, they straight up are bankrupt on ideas. I'm taking that talk from Isaac. Them literally, they have no ideas. Shame on anybody that has an issue with Damien Crawford's plan. Shame on you guys. Shame, absolute shame. Unbelievable, man. And some of you guys can't even formulate a good argument as to why you guys oppose his plan so much. Can you add on to the plan? Maybe, like anything else, it can be improved upon, but let's continue.
set of people bankrupt with ideas. And I'm telling you, this is what makes Jamaica problematic. Which is why when I came onto the platform tonight, I note that the four persons who are the candidates for a constitutional office are vying to become a creature of the constitution. Yes? And hold the baton for prosecuting criminality. Yes? Is going to be put on the public stage. But more than anything, just believe me when I say it, man. We are to focus on the business of Jamaica. And you know, when you're concerned about fashion and you don't know fashion, poor you. When all you have to do is attack from ad hominem. Half of this entire election, I haven't heard anything this election campaign from the other side, apart from useless, selfless attacks and pageantry and smoke screens and red herrings. I haven't heard anything intellectually stimulating. I haven't heard anything about nation building and a whole pamphlet of achievement, so called. There is not one institution built, modified, or solidified by a government in 10 years. There is nothing.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
In place to improve the least among us.
Says a lot, you know.
And
Says a lot.
it says you missed the opportunity to focus on building the people. Nation building is about building the people. So it was not, it was a Freudian slip when you came and made us know that you're only concerned about Jamaica. You don't care about the Jamaicans and the island of Jamaica. You have a different agenda. You're Jamaica. So go on, go choose that. Because we are for the people and that is it. Yeah?
I want to read this to you tonight.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Turning the past into a weapon is the mark of a weak leader.
Mm-hmm.
The World Bank, April 10, 2025, warns that Jamaica is one of the slowest growing economies in the world. With low productivity, weak innovation, and human capital constraints, against that background, we know that the socio-economic and environmental pressures, poverty, abuse, neglect, trauma, educational exclusion, and limited access to social services are very conditions that push our young people towards crime. In a country where hopelessness drives crime, redemption stories matter. Isat Buchanan is a living example that redemption is not just possible but powerful. His journey should inspire every youth trapped by circumstances. The statistics are damning. In a press release 2021 September, Tang said 40% of all known murder offenders in Jamaica are between 15 to 24. 4 of every 10 persons arrested for murder are young men between 15 to 24 years old. Even further, the school dropout rate among inner city boys can be as high as 70%.
Mm-hmm.
These are the boys and young men anthropologists refers to as recruitable to gangs. In the face of this reality, instead of amplifying stories of redemption, transformation, and hope, like that of attorney Isat Buchanan, some politicians opt to character assassination. What message are they sending to the teenager wondering if change is worth it, or if a young man trying to leave gang life? No matter how much you change, you never left you're outrun by the past. This is unacceptable. True leaders build, cowards tear down. Using a platform to attack instead of uplifting is not exemplary leadership, and Jamaica deserves better. A mature and principled leader understands that redemption is not a liability, it is an asset to the nation's moral compass and capital. When someone like Isaac Buchanan was once convicted as a youth and now an accomplished attorney, artist, educator, transform his life, it offers the most powerful message to our young people. You are not bound by your mistakes. Your life can be rebuilt with purpose, creativity, and service.
I'm happy.
You know, very well said. In other words, Daryl Vaz, you don't know what a leader is. You don't have the characteristics, the qualities of a leader. You bit the bullet when you attacked, you know, this young man's past, one that he had paid for already, one that he served the time for. you know, a record that was expunged, and later on he's going to, you know, express how that what you did was illegal. It was actually against the law. But separate and apart from that, Isaac doesn't need me or anybody else to defend him. He can articulate himself very well. But I will say this: I've made the argument on a previous live, and I want to say this again. This is the type of person that you put in front of children. They can relate. They are young and they are going to make mistakes. And they need to know that one, don't make the same mistakes that I did. But if you do, you can get a second chance if you are genuine about changing. And education is just the absolute key to that. You understand? So, I mean, what Andre just read, it just puts everything with a tie and a bow, and I give the rap to say, you cannot condemn somebody that acknowledges their past, acknowledges what they did was wrong, and absolutely repented for it, paid for it already, and the seeds that he has sown as a lawyer in helping people, serving the nation. I mean, it far outweighs any mistake he made when he was a young man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's continue, ladies and gentlemen.
That because something profound, and I think it missed. I think it missed a lot of people. Something profound happened at the gala, and I'm going to preface that with something. Some people know. I'm sure Isaac would know this. The recidivism rate. The recidivism rate for 2024, because 2025 don't finish yet, is around 45%. What is recidivism? That is the rate of offenders reoffending and going back into the penal system. So when somebody runs in contravention with the law, it's the ability for them to reoffend and get back. I'm sure we know a lot of persons like that. Having said that, the gala, for the first time that I know, featured the Department of Correctional Service, which is the beacon for recidivism and rehabilitation in the country. Yet, I can hear a minister talking about somebody that is the poster child of rehabilitation. The songstress actually said, and this has been on my heart for months now, the songstress said, Andre, over and over, he molded me and made me into the darkness. He fashioned the clay. We are looking at a vessel of honor, people. We are looking at a vessel of honor because the People's National Party and the people around him did not throw the clay away. I promise you. And himself, I promise you. So when I hear people attacking and attacking and attacking, I promise you, you are giving life to God's purpose. I promise you. And you don't realize that's what you're doing.
But you see, they did it to Portia Simpson Miller. And Jamaica love her more. What you're doing to Isat Buchanan, the people of Jamaica will appreciate him more. So continue. Continue calling him the two-time, what them call you, Isaac, two-time drug dealer, offender, or whatever like that.
There was a senator on here today, repeating it. There was a senator.
That's not a senator. That's a send-out boy that is upgraded to a bossy slave. That in a few more days, he'll be relinquished of his duties because he will not be worth sitting in the Senate.
Let me just add here. It's a criminal offense what they're doing.
It is.
It's a breach of Section 30 of the Criminal Rehabilitation Act.
Embarrassing.
When a government official takes your criminal record that is expunged and speaks about it publicly for no reason at all, commits a criminal act. What I am not in the business of is turning ordinary citizens into criminals. because I would never want anybody to experience the same vitriol and the constant digging out of a wormhole regardless of your achievements. Neither the senator nor the members of parliament who speak with disdain will ever achieve the feat that I've achieved. It's just that is just a reality. So I say it like that because if all you can say is speak about a juvenile and speak about a youth offender, which when the spirit of the law and the legislations that you are a part of championing, it says to me you don't read. It says to me that you don't know what is in the constitution. The leader of opposition and the next prime minister of this country would never break any law to make Isat Buchanan a candidate. I am a candidate because the law allows it. I'm a candidate because the constitution allows it. And I'm a candidate because of the competence of the members of the People's National Party. It's not no chaka business. It's not no you just get up and put your friend in power and your sister and your brother and your wife and turn Jamaica's business in a family business. It doesn't work like that.
But the irony of all of this, you know.
So I want to respond.
Help, we see out of the letter.
We need a divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people.
People's National Party. It's not no chaka business. It's not no you just get up and put your friend in power and your sister and your brother and your wife and turn Jamaica's business in a family business. It doesn't work like that.
But the irony of all of this, you know.
So I'm only responding to that to say that there are young people who have experienced the misguided and made bad choices that now sit with convictions instead of having conversations about what rehabilitation looks like, how to go about expungement like Barbados. The firearm legislation in Barbados allows for expungement. The other Caribbean islands don't want their citizens to be discarded and languish within the walls of their society. They want them to go out into the world and flourish. It is we who set out to criminalize young people, marginalize males in the society. It is a scientific experiment and exercise where you discard the young people in this country and you make it hard for them so that they you can speak to the DCS experience. Misguided that do not get the opportunity to be rehabilitated because the rehabilitation in Jamaican prisons is next to none. You have to have extraordinary feat in prisons across the world. It's mandatory. Yes, it's literally the Campion College experience when you go to prison in America. The most worthless person have to take up them book. If you don't know how to read, you have to learn how to read. Rehabilitation, the gateway to rehabilitation is education. Surprisingly, the gateway to escape poverty is education. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. So when an uneducated human being come and because you get minister post, you want to style the thing and you want to talk down to people because you hate education, you hate my blackness, you hate my Rastafari, my dreadlocks and my Rastafarian identity, you hate my African identity because you cannot enslave me. That is the reality, you know. And so we have to look at it and so those people who sing for their suffers, yes, Senator, nobody voted for you. You couldn't put yourself. So I don't feel no way. No, I don't feel no way. I don't feel no way for anybody who take
up you can't go for a ballot, like your mouth. Simple.
Well, Jamaica, let us take a commercial break because I don't want to get under them skin tonight.
No, I'm not getting under anybody. I'm the victim here. I'm the one. No, it's true. It's because I.
You're tough, man.
Yeah.
Let us take
man over here.
Yeah? Me ugly. Right now, a rough skin, my back broad.
Yeah, man.
Texas, everything big. All right, anyway.
A commercial break, Jamaica. Let us take a commercial.
Go on. Isat, mash them up. Straight facts. You know, it's really sad, man. I can't wait for them to do like some serious debates. You know what I mean? But let's continue. Because he continued after here. Let's go.
No. You know, not listening too much to the noise and I mean when you have to go the mile to make a fake media post and break the law by having malicious communication in breach of the law. It says a lot about the level of desperation. But I just use this opportunity to tell young people, old people, deported, convicted, we're not dead, no dash way. The journey causes you sometimes to anchor your future on God. I could do a whole sermon. I can preach about the experiences. You see, I am not the son of a politician. I don't. My parents. I'm not the product of nepotism. So I don't go around. I can say it's a tape. Isat no rape. So I don't have the benefit of nepotism to make my indiscretions.
He needs some milk.
So for that, I live, learn, and make sure that I live in righteousness. And I will repeat it here as I did on Context Matters. I entered the space of Portland as I was invited. Since I've been here, I've met my family who are here. Who you wasn't in contact with them. You didn't even know they were in Portland. But not only that, since I've been into this space, being in this space hasn't caused or interrupt the status quo. No MP had to die for me to run in a seat. No councillor had to die for my ascension. So
all lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
When they really say context matters, because circumstantially, one the things that make you go, that's not the Isat story. I am in this seat on pure merit.
Right.
I leave it at that. So the smoke screens and the red herrings and the ad hominem and all of the fallacies that comes with logic is of utmost importance. How dare you try to cast stones, and how dare you try to diminish the work of a young black man? How you try to reduce a young black man and take away, strip away from history the achievements of a young black man, having gone through so much trauma and rise from the ashes. And it is a problem. And so you see and the day of all day to pick it, independence. To say that you don't care that you don't care that the Constitution is a living, breathing document that could have allowed a son of Jamaica to excel to the best version of himself, a work in progress. I am not perfect, So I only bring that up to say that, he who have eyes, let them see, and he who have ears, let them hear. But more than that, those who have a brain, let them use it so that they can critically assess and analyze. It's important, because the people who are on the social media raising the issues are using a young black man to smoke screen the real issues. 11 persons are on the ballot and they are criminals. They have robbed and raped this country, and it is a reality. And again, because I'm not the son of a politician, and I don't have years in politics that could allow me to circumvent the law, abuse my power to the point that the opposition is holding a rally, and you just decide that you want to be big and bad and hold yours on the same day. No, I'm saying, and you do it because you can. But the irony is that the youth rally was held in Arnett Gardens, and Central Kingston also had their rally. So these things are not abnormal rallies we're having like that. But the closeness and proximity is one that you are aware. But because you're the Prime Minister, you can do what you can do. So if they say that you are the beneficiary of illicit enrichment, you can say, I need to have this whole law struck out because I don't want it to get me. And we must not forget, because it is important that people see how the two Jamaicas are marching along, how the separatist people and the elitists, how they feel about you. Because I can tell you, I'm on the ground, I'm here in Portland, and it's enough youth I stop from go jail from I been in Portland, and I prevent convictions from I been here, because I don't want another woman's child to have to feel the type of discriminatory classist remarks. Is very, very important. You understand? It is something where when you look at it, a lot of them you would never know they're living productive lives having been deported to this country. And
Living at them big
they're
house,
here, and
drive them big
their
car.
car, they have successful businesses, and they circumvent the clogs and fetters that are in their way. And
Yeah,
you're saying, oh, I love you, vote for me, but we don't like criminals, we don't like convicts, you're despicable,
irony.
you shouldn't be in part in you shouldn't be in society, you're responsible
Unless,
for everything
unless
goes
it
wrong.
becomes a relative of mine.
No,
Unless.
when it becomes a relative of yours, you go on the plane with your whole heap of weed, and your daddy makes it go away. Oops, your daddy is a member of parliament, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count for you. And I mean, this is in the context that
Unfortunate.
I have publicly spoken on my experience from the time I was called to the bar. I spoke about it, and
Mhm.
I've never shied away from it. It is a part of who I am. It is a part of why I'm even on this platform now, speaking and advocating for rehabilitation, advocating for the Innocence Project where it applies, and have been so passionate about the Constitution, human rights, and just the law. It is also so ironic because I think people don't appreciate, because I hear them on the internet saying, "Hey, one person convicted and the other person is suspected. It's two different things. Can you prove it?" And because you don't prove it, that's why we have the issue with the murder rate. Because people think that because when you commit murder and it's not solved, you're not a murderer. That is why integrity is bankrupt. That is why with an internal locus of control, you can exercise integrity and be righteous even when no one is watching. But to hear somebody talk, call to say, oh, any one of them, two-time convicted drug dealer, like it's not a 212 waiver you have to use to get the visa.
You see, the issue is
Like on a
because some
coke you
people
mix up, you
know.
know. No, no, no.
Because
As
some
an
people
adult,
know.
a big adult human being, you and your wife visa get take away, and 212 visas is a requirement because of your dabbling in cocaine. That's what the 212 visa is
Embarrassing.
for.
He needs some milk.
Or suspected of, and people forget easily. And so people said, "Oh, your name call get an
People
adult,
know.
a big adult human being. You and your wife visa get take away, and 212 visas is a requirement because of your dabbling in cocaine. That's what the 212 visa is for. Suspected of, and people forget easily. And so people said, "Oh, your name calling some things." That's why I watch it. When people try to taint you by mixing up your name in things when there's not an iota of evidence, they do it to deflect.
It's funny you say that because I want to ask in the
Mm.
in the cacophony of all these attacks.
The
Have you
cacophony.
heard? Of, yes.
Yes, continue. I like that. It's like when time it's yes.
Have you heard one shred of future forward planning from the outgoing MP of East Portland, particularly her? Let me tell you why. Because it is alleged that
Hello, my check. People, we're now gonna make Mr. Ishmael Douglas have where I wonder what cacophony means. First time hearing the word, but someone I spelled it correctly. So let me show you. Alright, this is a teachable moment. Cacophony. Wow, that's interesting. See there? Meaning a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Basically, them a make up a whole night. A whole heap of nights. It's all racket. It's just no substance. Let's play that back. Man, listen, I like that. Hey, shout out to Ishmael, man. You go, Ishmael. That's what's up. Hey, new word. I'm excited. How about you? Let's play it back. Let's play it back.
And so people said, "Oh, I watch it. When people try to taint you by mixing up your name in things when there's not an iota of evidence, they do it to deflect."
It's funny you say that because I want to ask in the cacophony of all these attacks.
The
Have you
cacophony.
heard? Yes.
Yes, continue. I like that. It's like when yes.
Have you heard one shred of future forward planning from the outgoing MP of East Portland, particularly her? Let me tell you why. Because it is alleged that she while she's the MP, she's just the de facto MP. So I'd want to hear from you because I'm sure you would have been listening out for anything coming from that side, coming from her, as it relates to Portland's development. But I realize that the government has taken East Portland and not the MP itself. So I'm confused. Isn't that why she was elected in the first place? So how does that work?
Like I said, I don't want to sound facetious, but one wonders when you see the former member of parliament who was murdered advocate for a particular road at a time when the James Bond Flynn was here, and the type of money that came into the parish as a result of that, and his life was cut short, and people forget. And so I don't get caught up in distractions, because what I can tell you is I am interfacing with the citizens here, and there's a lot to be done for their lives to be better. So I'm only sticking to the issues. If there was achievements there, you wouldn't have to be trying to do stuff, and there wouldn't be a need to rip down my poster boards because they're ugly. You're actually doing me a favor because I don't like them anyway. But
Embarrassing.
I only stick to the issues and know that there's so much to do to improve the lives of the youth, to improve the lives of the people, and to let them know that they can be more than the servants that persons are by design orchestrating people to be, and telling people defer tertiary education and work a little bit in the bar, come work a little bit in the supermarket, come work a little bit and get a hospitality certificate. No bother go on to Kingston and go try to get a university education. And all these years, nobody decides to upgrade case to ensure that the university experience is done homegrown because of the geographical notion.
It is now a national thing.
Right. So for me, I understand. I could give you a whole conversation about disability, learning disabilities, and special needs children, and the access to education that is required. You can't have somebody that have no interest in education champion that cause. And for anybody that is distracted by this whole school bus thing, I'm only raising it now because there are 4 of them in Portland because we have a meeting tomorrow. So 4 of them are driving around and blocking the spaces. And
why?
Even the buses from St. Thomas are here. No, because they had to bus the people in so that they can wrap the light posts and stuff like that. Use government resources to become gadflies. And
Embarrassing.
They think that member of parliament business is to become territorial rather than improving the lives of the people. So I'm so focus driven that I know there's so much to do to improve the lives of the people. And I will say I found it laughable because you see, you have a minister who failed at the Ministry of Education, has the theoretical competence to be a finance minister, not marching along with any confidence as it is right now. Because when you look at the police officers and say 0%, when you've broken promises to teachers, the public sector, you're not improving. You're not improving the lives of the people. There's no conversation to say, oh, young man, you want to be a police officer, but you're so bright. We need to ensure that the program takes you to law school so that you have the ability and the capacity at the expense of the government to improve, because we want an improved JCF. We want one that we have competent police officers being lawyers and not just media personnel that can deal with PR. We have to look at those things, The people think that writing an article in the local paper and Googling words and getting AI assistance makes you somehow competent. There's a serious issue to be tried when it comes to improving the life of Jamaicans. And this is not just beautiful speaking, but I take the compliment that when I speak, people says it's beautiful. and how eloquent it is, and the pronunciation, and how you
And the
announce,
enunciation and
and yes, and
purpose and
project.
because
And
you
it's
are
not just words. There is some critical thinking that comes with it. And so I'm talking about encouraging the citizens of Portland to be multifaceted.
You know, Jamaica. Um,
People, Isat Buchanan ain't playing no games. As a matter of fact, the People's National Party is not playing any games. It's quite clear the agenda. Education, growth, the economy, the workforce, improving on people's lives significantly is the mission. Giving back to the people that have sacrificed so much for their native lands. Ownership. And as you heard earlier, he mentioned moving from the heat program to the deep program. So, uh, later, Saturday, we're gonna have Isaac Buchanan in Portland, and it's going to be turned all the way up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you guys are ready, whether you're on the internet watching. Andre's gonna go live early in the morning, from 9 o'clock himself. So hey, wanna know it, go make sure so go subscribe to Partner Draw TV. If you guys are not yet aware of Partner Draw TV, man, listen, go ahead and subscribe. It's right there on the screen. Pdtv News Jamaica. Alright. Big up to Andre, big up to Isaac, big up to Ishmael. And let's get it, man. Portland, everybody that was gonna go in Crossroad, turn up in Portland. Alright? Yeah, trust me. Let them feel your presence. Alright? So bring the heat in Portland tomorrow, and let's hear what the deep program is all about. Ooh, I'm excited. I can't lie, boy. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Shout out to Isaac Buchanan. Not fazed by the personal attacks. And of course, you also heard him mention about the illegalities of what Daryl was doing in terms of mentioning that in the public space as a politician. But this is what they do. Alright, like, share, and subscribe. It's your brother Bolo VNR 2.0, Bolo TBV, Bolo VNR Clips. I am out. Peace and blessings to you guys. Stay prayed up, alright?